Hey, this is Kirk Hilliard.
And it's Rusty Byrd. It's the Kirk and Byrd Show. We have today with us the Colgan Sharks baseball. These are a bunch of really cool brothers that are joining us today. They're all seniors. And I'd first like to introduce Jae'dan Carter. He's a senior on that baseball team. We've got Caden Colangelo and Brett Renfrow, along with Ian McMillen. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Oh yeah. This is going to be a great show. But Kirk, why don't you start out by telling folks where they can find our show?
Yeah. So for anybody that's watching us for the first time, do us a favor, hit subscribe. You either got to have a Google account or a Facebook account. And if you can't figure that out, ask your kids. We're also on all the social media platforms. We're on Instagram. We are on Twitter, and we're on TikTok. So you can follow us there. We really appreciate it. And for the Colgan family, episode 77 is a great interview with Coach Mike Colangelo. And for Prince William County fans, we've got football, baseball, rowing, basketball. We've got all the sports. So, yeah, check us out. And we have a lot more content coming. I was just going to say this, Rusty. Rusty and I always say for you, older folks, parents watching, I was telling Ian that girls are usually better at talking to us as adults. These guys know how to rap, though. They know how to talk. So I know you guys all do well with the ladies because you got a good talk. So this is going to be fun. And
they've got some swag. They got some swag, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you've only lost like 5 games and 6 games in the last 4 years, you can be a little cocky. But yeah. So hey, look, so that's where you can find us. But a little later on, we're going to tell you where you can find more about these guys on social media as well. But let's go ahead on and first start off talking about the current season we're in. So, Caden, can you tell us a little bit, how is this season going? And we'll talk about previous seasons, but, 2 years ago in 2021, you guys were undefeated until you made it to the state championship final game for class VHSL Class 6. Last year, you lost one game going into the state semifinals. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. And then this year, you've got one loss, but it's to a private school and a team that plays a great schedule and recruits and everything. So tell us about this season. And we'll talk, but I kind of like that it feels to me that you're kind of flying under the radar. I don't know, as opposed to the previous 2 years. But you tell me, how's the season going, guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been honestly I think it's been just as good as the season as the last two. Flying under the radar. I mean, our sophomore year, no one thought we were going to be good either. That's just kind of how it was. Last year was kind of the only year people were like, oh man, Colgan High School, they're going to be really good this year just because of what we did the previous year. Obviously lost a lot of seniors, and that was definitely something to adjust to. But, you look at it like last year, I didn't even play a whole lot to the end of the season. Marsden Zajac, who's now playing, he's everyday starter for us, Ian McMillen. These are 2 guys that have really come off the bench and just kind of gone off this year, and that, no one really knew about. And I think although I thought we started off really good, right? We played some private teams. During the middle of the season, you mentioned that one loss. It was actually to one of Jaeden's future teammates, Owen Bassler. He plays travel ball with us, great guy. So we had a lot of jokes about that. But, you're going to have your bumps here and there. But I thought really after that loss, we really kind of, ramped it up this season. We played Mountain View. Following after that, we had a great win. I think right when we came back from spring break, our first 2 games, we ended up putting up over 20 runs, 2 games back to back. And I know some people are like, our district and stuff like that, but one of them was actually our district game, and we saw some really good pitching. And I think it's just been a really great season up and down the lineup. Some guys have really done some things like Julius Bonaris. I know everyone else talk, but Julius Bonaris, another guy, right? Some people, going the season, we weren't exactly sure, what to expect, shortstop, and he's really filled in great for us defensively, replacing Cassidy and Newman, and as well as with his dad. So I just want to give him a little shout out there. But
oh, cool. Cool. All right. So let's. This season you have that one loss, and that was to St. Albans.
Yep.
St. Albans. Where do you guys currently rank in the Washington Post? I meant to check that out. Where aren't you guys one of the higher ranked public schools?
Preseason number 8. I couldn't find the current poll, but I'm sure you guys know.
I'm gonna be honest. We don't. We try not to.
Okay.
I like that.
I'm gonna be honest. Like we see it sometimes like on social media, but me and Brett and Wesley, we got to listen to Chipper Jones talk at the tech dinner, and one of his big things like, hey, don't read your press clippings. And kind of again, we've tried our best, not to read that kind of stuff, and just kind of because last year it honestly doesn't matter what anyone ranks you. Like last year, everyone had us ranked number 1, and we didn't do it. And the year before that, everyone had us at like the 75th in the state or whatever, and we went to the state finals. So it's kind of just you just got to do you. So I'm actually not sure, to be honest with you. I'm sorry about that, but
no, that's cool. That's cool. All right. But so this year. Before we go back into the previous 2 years, tell us who are some of the leaders on the team? And I know you all are seniors, but many of you were leaders on the team last year as juniors. So tell us some of the things that you guys, are doing well, and some of the folks that are leading. And one of the things I've even tried to tell my son, who was a captain on Colgan's football team and is currently a captain on Colgan's track team, is that you don't always have to be rah-rah guy. You don't have to be the one that's always like, let's go, or in people's face in practice. Sometimes you can honestly just lead by example because of your play. And when you do speak, sometimes people go, okay, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. He never talks, but when he says something, it means something. So who are just some of the guys? And I tell you, I love the things you do on Wednesday, so I can see some of the personalities and some of the characters on the team. But who are some of your leaders, quiet or those that are vocal?
Anyone want to take that question? Or?
I'll go. So I think that we actually, like, our senior class has really taken over the team this year. Same as last year. Like a lot of the past couple of years, our seniors have really like made it a culture thing for our seniors to take over. And we have a lot of guys like me and Caden and Brett. Like we all 3 of us and all of our seniors, we all lead in different ways. And I think that we all complement each other to lead our team. So I think that our senior class has really just taken over. And then of course, like on some of our underclassmen, a lot of our starters who haven't really had to have that leader role, we still we're kind of trying to just prepare them and teach them for the next couple of years to continue just the culture that we built over here. So,
yeah. Okay.
So
all right.
For everybody that's not intricately involved with Colgan baseball, I know pitching was great last year. You've got, it's so hard to remember all the names, but the young man that went to Virginia Tech, you had a great guy that went to Christopher Newport, just extremely good players. What's the balance between pitching, batting, and defense? How does everything go with that, Ian?
I think the last 2 years we've been pretty pitching dominant, and I feel like that trend has continued this year, but I also feel like we are one of the best defensive teams in the state. Probably in the nation. Over the last 3 years, we've had one of the highest fielding percentages. We're not a team that will kick balls around and put ourselves in bad situations. We back up our pitchers and everything. At the plate, I feel like, everyone this year has the power to go yard, to get that home run in key situations or that key hit. Our base running, honestly, has got to be one of the best groups that it's been in the last 2 years. We have taken so many extra bags and made so many more runs out of opportunities that we've had on the bases. And it's just been, I feel like this year out of all years is probably our most balanced year. And I think it's taken the pressure off of our pitchers at times.
I agree with that.
We'll start with you, Brett. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the positions you play and what you look to play in the future?
Yeah, I actually play outfield and pitch, and Virginia Tech recruited me as that from the start. They've always liked me as a hitter and pitcher. They see good things in me, and I am confident that I can do both in the next level. And yeah, that's what they see in me. That's what I'll be doing next year too.
Yeah. Now, Brett, are you if I'm not, you're playing some center and left, is that correct?
No, I just play center right now.
Okay, well, that tells you about speed and playability in your arm too. So
Yeah.
I play I'm Caden Colangelo. I don't know if you said.
Oh, yeah.
He's Brett Renfrow. But I play first base and I pitch. Last year I slid to the outfield some, but mainly just first base pitcher. I'm not going to play in college anymore. Now I'm just going to go as a student to Clemson. So I'll play club ball. But that's yeah.
That's a great place to go to school, man.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm Jae'dan Carter. I'm a catcher. I'm committed to the University of Dayton, and they recruited me as a catcher. This year, I've been pitching a little bit, but actually just going to catch. So
He throws some cheese.
Okay.
Jae'den, we met him last year at the game. So
Yeah.
yeah, you hit a dinger.
Your dad coaches,
He hit
right?
a dinger
Yeah.
against one of the teams. They won. Yeah.
His dad's our statistician and analyst.
yeah, my dad coaches a little bit. So
Okay.
Yep. What about you, Ian?
I'm Ian McMillen. I play outfield. I was going to play at the next level, but I'm actually going to go to Florida Gulf Coast University and go on the academic route, maybe play some club ball. So yeah.
I do
Okay.
want to throw this in there though. Ian's gonna hate me for it. He did get into Notre Dame and Brown. And
Wow.
I know. I'm jealous. That's why I got to bring it up. It helps me ease my.
Wow.
Ian, did baseball affect that? Or was that just as a straight student?
As a student.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
impressive, man.
I want to give him some credit. Man. He's a really smart guy. He got voted smartest on the team in the What's Up Wednesday. So, but
All right. Good deal.
Wow, that is great. So let me ask you guys this. How long have you been playing together? You not just you guys, but some of the other guys on the team. And do you play outside of Colgan together, like in some of the travel leagues? Jae'den, how long have you known these guys?
I've been playing with Brett and Caden since I was 9 years old,
Wow.
and I just started playing with Ian like right around high school season. So I haven't known Ian as long, but me and Brett and Caden, we've been close since we were 8, 9 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay.
yeah, it's pretty cool because right now, most games, the average starting lineup, we have Jae'den at catcher who went to Benton, Brett pitching who went to Benton, me first base who went to Benton, Julius at shortstop who went to Benton, Christian at third who went to Benton. Like we have like 7 or 8 kids that went.
Remember
to
Christian? Yeah.
Yeah, and so outside of school, we all almost everyone plays for Stars. We all are kind of on that same team. We have a couple guys who play for Competitive Edge, and I want to say we had one kid who plays for 5-star in our program. But so most of us have all played together for a long time.
How is travel ball coming to the equation? Because I see that starting at like 9, 10 years old. Ian, when did you start? Did you do travel?
I started travel ball when I was 13. So yeah, I started playing then, and it's a really big part of the equation now. Getting playing time in and getting out there so coaches can see you at tournaments and showcases. It's really become a huge part of the recruiting process, and also just getting playing time in.
Okay, let me ask you guys this. So you guys were all at Benton, you're the same year as my son Justin. Did you guys win your district and Prince William County's Eastern Region Championship?
Yeah, we were undefeated for 3 years. So 6 years.
Okay, yes.
Didn't lose again. Some of us didn't play till 8th grade. I know Matthew Wesley, he went to Benton as well. He played all 3 years, but I know for me, I only played 8th grade. Jae'den only played Benton in 8th grade.
I played 7th.
He played 7th and 8th.
Oh, so y'all won all 3 years. So I don't know if you remember, because when Justin got there, well, during that time at Benton, I know your 6th grade year, I coached on the Benton football team your 8th grade year. 6th grade year, I don't think they won a game. They might have won 1 or 2 your 7th grade year. And then when I joined the coaching staff and ran the defense, and Justin, y'all call him Daryl, but we DJ is what I call. But when we had a group of guys that came, and we had been coaching at APYFL, some parents, that team, and we had some really good talent. Your 8th grade year, we went undefeated and won one of the first championships in a long time for Benton. But we want to understand that program has been strong ever since that year. So I think your 8th grade year might have been one of the most successful in Benton sports history. I know the football, baseball, basketball, I know was pretty good. I don't know if they won it all. I think track they won the regular season and then lost right at the last event in track.
Yeah, I know, like, even outside of like baseball and football, we also had some really, like, just all of our sports that you're really good. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like Lena Gooden at OP.
Oh yeah, Lena. Yeah, I coached her in track
She's Gatorade player
at
of
Dale
the year
City.
on Vanderbilt. Like, she was at Benson with us, the Woolfolk sisters. So there's a lot of really good just athletes across the board that are there our 8th grade year. So it made it really fun. All the sports.
Some tremendous athletes. Yeah. So I really enjoyed being a part of that Benton family. You guys, and it's funny when you see folks in middle school and then you go, wow, how do they project? And you guys have all fulfilled and done very well. Very, very well. So for you guys, even though Caden and Ian, I know you're not going to play baseball in college, I know things have changed, especially in the football and basketball side, with things like the transfer portal, INL, and the recruiting process really changed. It impacted, Justin for a bit. He started out at Colgan. He played over in the WCAC over at Bishop Ireton. But what is the recruiting process like when it comes to baseball? Are you guys being looked at and recruited from your travel baseball? Is it a mix between high school teams or just what? Because I know in basketball, a lot of kids do get recruited from AAU basketball.
So like, go ahead.
All right, so yeah, it starts really from like travel ball, and also just events. Like, there's a lot of events you can go to with different showcase teams and also showcases like PBR, Perfect Game. For me, it started when I was in a freshman in high school, like actual 8th grade year in summer. I went to it's like a showcase called PBR Showcase, and it's called the Futures Games, and it's like a bunch of just top baseball players in your state. And you play each other, and there's a bunch of college teams just watching you, recruiting, seeing how you play, seeing your like the way your moxie, how you are. But yeah, it's like those type of things, and just travel ball, and also high school. Some teams come watch your high school games, practice, anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I also like one of the things that recruiting is like a big thing. Of course, like Brett said, showcases. One of the main reasons that I started getting looks was the Futures Games event, the PBR event. That's like just a big event for a lot of kids. Perfect Game events, just like Brett said, also like coaches come to your game, but all these big tournaments that we go to during the summers, those really, really help a lot with recruiting, and just being put in those situations around all those coaches. It's really surreal. So yeah, summer ball helps out a lot.
Are y'all getting mail with 8th grade, between 8th and 9th? Are y'all getting mail from the universities?
No. They're not allowed to call you. They can't call you.
What about physical mail though? Can they send you a postcard or something?
No,
I don't think so.
How do you know they're interested then? Because you're talking, they're looking at you. It goes through the grapevine, they talk to your coaches or whatever, whatever's legal.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right.
Okay. So I did look it up. You can cover your ears if you want, but you guys are ranked number 7 in the Washington Post. So in the DMV, you're number 7, and you're the only of that in that top 7. You're one of 3 public schools, and the only ones ahead of you are Lake Braddock. They're 18-0 in Fairfax County, and then Sherwood, which is in Montgomery County. But the one team that beat you, St. Albans, is right above you at 6, and they play a monstrous travel schedule. And then the undefeated team, did you guys, number 1 is St. John's. They're undefeated at 24-0-1. Did you guys get a chance to scrimmage them this year? Weren't you supposed to?
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we won, I think 5-2. No, it was more than that. It was more. So something. We was something. Yeah, it was a good scrimmage. I mean, it was good to get competition like that. Because like you mentioned, like St. Albans, I think they got back from like Florida the week they played us. I was like, that must be nice when it's 25 degrees out. But, But so like, yeah, it was nice to play some of those WCAC schools for sure.
Right. Yeah. So that's great for you guys, because St. John's has had a crazy tradition of being one of the best baseball program, not just in the DMV but nationally. And I know when we had Coach Colangelo on, he mentioned about, him knowing the head coach. I think they played together at George Mason, and just, I mean, when you're able to have that type of matchup, even if it's a scrimmage, that iron sharpens iron. So that is outstanding. So I want to ask you guys a little bit about your last 2 years, a little bit more, so people that don't understand. You guys played against Madison High School 2 years ago in the state finals. Now, you were undefeated going into that game, and I think they had 1 or 2 losses going into that game. But tell us a little bit about that.
So going into that season, like I mentioned, so my dad probably killed me for telling this story now, but I talk about it all the time. It's like, I remember, so at the time, Tegan Leach, the kid on my little brother's team, him and his mother were living with us as they just moved up from Florida. And we were sitting around my kitchen table, and it was before the season started. Like, hey, where do you think we're going to go this year? And me being like the sophomore, I was like, oh, we're going to win a state championship. And I mean, I believed it a little bit. But I mean, I was kind of just, messing around with my dad. It's like, okay, yeah, but like, like we really, at the time, we hadn't made it. I don't think we won like a regional game. We hadn't done, like, our program doesn't have like that legacy yet, Madison had.
Right.
You go to Madison, you see like the list of state titles. So, and going to that season, it was really fun to get a bunch of firsts, right? It was like everything we did, it was like first win against this school, first time winning districts, first time doing this. So I think that was just a really cool season. And like, obviously the story's told, we lost 2-1, but it was an awesome experience. I think it still, prepares for games this year, just in terms of being able to see that level of competition, right? Like great guys like James Shontos was out there, probably one of the best pitchers we'll ever face in high school baseball. Even though he's pitcher at the next level, Bryce Eldridge was hitting for that team. He's a great hitter, obviously one of the draft prospects. Like, it definitely was a fun experience for us that season.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Prince William County baseball. My wife, who's a counselor at your school, used to also be at Woodbridge, and they've had some great teams over the year. One of your former assistant coaches, Coach Logan, played at VCU, and he was a part of some really good baseball teams at Woodbridge. I think he might have been on the team that made it to the state finals.
Yeah, he was. Yep.
And they might have lost to West Springfield. All of Northern Virginia, a lot of people may just think Fairfax, but all of Northern Virginia has some really, really strong baseball programs. Because when you think of Northern Virginia, like a lot of people not from here just think it's Fairfax, but no, like Prince William County has Battlefield. Gainesville is new, and they played you guys tough, and they're going to be a really good team to deal with. Patriot can represent. But then when you got the 2 Loudoun teams that were in Region 6B with you, Champ and Freedom South Riding, you're talking about some really good baseball. And now it looks like Woodbridge is coming back to form, and Forest Park as well. So I think this, when you consider our population here in Prince William County, and then you add on 2 of the strongest programs in Loudoun County here, like not even talking about Fairfax, you're talking about some quality baseball.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I think Virginia, honestly, as a state, is like really underrated. Like a lot of guys, when you think like, oh, where's great baseball? You think a lot of, down south, like Florida,
California,
West Coast, but there's a lot of good baseball on the Upper East Coast here. So it's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. And it's showing also in the way our colleges are playing. When you look at Virginia Tech baseball has come a long way from when Kirk was there. VCU baseball, we're not having a great year this year. We could still finish regular season champs or just win in the tournament and get in. But like last year, VCU baseball, we lost to UNC in the tournament, but I mean, we started out, you get 2 losses. They needed 2 losses, but we beat them the first game. And then UVA has won a national championship, in the last 10 to 15 years. And so baseball in this state, ODU had a long tradition of being great. And George Mason has been strong. Your father played there, and they've put a lot of people in the pros. So you're right, Virginia baseball, and we don't even have to talk about softball, but what Virginia Tech is doing. Overall, it is a lot to be proud of. So we know you guys have played baseball for a while, a lot of baseball, but can you tell me if you played any other sports growing up, any other in youth, or if you play any other high school sports?
Yeah.
You start.
Go ahead.
I know for me, I played football growing up. I played it from when I was 6 years old till my sophomore year of high school. I actually played with Daryl.
You know what, Ian? As soon as you said, I was like, "Are you Ian that was our quarterback?"
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh man, Ian. I remember us talking about. Everybody's like, "Yeah, he's a good football player, but he can play baseball." Oh, that's I'm sitting here looking at you, going, "Is that Ian?" Yeah. Oh, dude's a great athlete, man. Go. Oh, I'm like, okay, I know you.
Thank you. Yeah, we did some of the workouts over quarantine.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot
So
you were part of that group I was talking about that I was coaching up.
Yeah. So I played football and I ran winter track my junior and senior year. So for me, I've always liked, playing other sports and not just sticking to one. I know some people don't agree with that, but for me, football was always big for me growing up. I know I still watch it every Sunday, college football and everything. And I actually really got into track the last 2 years, and I was captain of the track team over the winter. For me, just other sports have given me so many more experiences, and obviously baseball has been a huge part of my life.
Yeah, yeah. For those that don't know, for real, Ian's legit, man. Now he played quarterback on the freshman. Did you play JV quarterback? Or that was the COVID year? You did?
I did a couple of games.
Yeah, but I had you at receiver. Great athlete, man. Oh man, I remember some of those 7-on-7 practices, and we were doing those drills. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So yes, Ian's a baller, y'all. I'm telling you. Any of you other you guys? You play any other sports growing up?
I played basketball from ever since I was young up until sophomore year of high school. I played varsity my sophomore year, JV my freshman year, and then I played basketball at Benton my 8th grade year. And before I went to Benton, I played at Grand Park. So I played 2 years of basketball at Grand Park, and then my 8th grade year at Benton, and then sophomore year varsity, and then junior year I played JV.
So Jae'den, when you on you were on the basketball team with Colin Reynolds?
Yeah. Me and Colin played together. Yeah.
Okay, and Christian was on that team. Did you guys win the middle school championship?
Oh yeah, we did.
Okay, man. Christian is another really good athlete. He played basketball all 4 years varsity for Colgan, but he was an excellent receiver and defensive back for me. I was asking him the last 3, yo, bro, just go play football. Just go play football. He's like, are you going to be coaching? I'm like, no, but he was another really good athlete. Okay, good stuff. What about you guys?
Yeah, I played same with Jae'den. I played basketball ever since I was young, all the way to my freshman year. I was on JV. So I was actually on the 8th grade team with Jay and Colin and Christian and them. And I played football when I was younger too. My dad made me choose between football and baseball, and choice with baseball because I just love the game and it's the best for me. Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Caden?
Yeah, I had a little extra pounds on me when I was younger. I was a little bigger. Brett can attest that. So I played O lineman for like a year when I was Dale City football. I was like 9. And then I pretty much played baseball all the way through. And my freshman year, I played 1 year of freshman basketball. And that's it. I can't shoot. So once I started having to like actually make shots, and I was like, I'm out. So yeah, that's it. So just baseball for me, pretty much.
Okay.
Isn't there's a lot more pressure now to specialize because, years ago, football, basketball, baseball was big and more people were playing baseball, by the way. A lot of great football players. You guys probably know the history. Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders. It's out there, but do you feel like you have to specialize in baseball because of that year round? If you're playing travel, you can basically play from February to about October. Isn't that right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you feel like that's the thing to do, specialize?
Yeah.
I think that's really important, especially how much you're playing and, especially if you want to, take it to the next level. You have to have that rest and you have to feel your body the right way, and just playing all those sports all the time, it definitely can take a big toll on your body. But I feel like, there's some people out here who can definitely do it. And, but it's just really up to you and up to how your body can handle it.
Yeah. I think it's definitely person, but I would say like I feel like if you want to be like a main position, like main sport being baseball, I think it's especially important to specialize because I think baseball is a super hard sport, and if you're gonna try to multitask it's really hard. But I think if you're gonna, no hate on basketball, but like if let's say like you're like a main basketball player or something, or like football player, you're like, oh, I want to play baseball this spring. I don't think that hurts you as much, just because I think the skill set for baseball is something you need to develop. So like, like many hours. It's so many hours, like to get like your swing down. Like it's the only sport when you're on offense, you don't have the ball. So it's like, it's a lot harder, I think, in order to like just do that as like a hobby and expect to be like super good at it,
Coach Prime was asked in a very recent interview what was the hardest, because he played everything. He said baseball by a mile, the high skill, and then also the athleticism of baseball players. You rarely see but pudgy baseball. You know what you're in for. Tell me about that outlook. I mean, I know you're excited to play. You too, Jae'den, but the amount of time that you guys are going to be putting in with nutrition, conditioning, as well as baseball. Brett, what do you when you get to Blacksburg, you have a lot going on.
Oh yeah, I think that's gonna be great too, because I'm ready for that next step where it's a lot of that work, because I already put a lot of work in now, and I'm excited that I'm gonna have more work to put in and also a lot more time involved with it. So I think it's gonna be a great experience. I'm ready for it. Confident going in, and I'm ready to get going. I'm excited to see the next future for me.
Yeah, good. What about you, Jae'den?
And I think that since we've been young, this is something that we've been preparing for. I think the last couple of years, I've been taking the weight room seriously, doing school, hitting every day, staying strong during the season, which is basically what happens in college baseball. And I think that, all the trainers and all the coaches and, my dad and everyone else in my life, that's really just pushed me. Even these guys in this call, each and every day, they push me to basically get to the next level and prepare me for what Division I baseball is going to be like. So I appreciate each and every one of them.
That is cool. Baseball is one of the few sports that I don't call a sport. You just have to work on that craft, whether you're pitching, fielding, batting, like and it's just going to take the reps. And so I know when we had on Blair and Mark last week, they didn't have what you guys have, these indoor facilities,
technology.
You actually are at a disadvantage because you're not competing for scholarships against kids from the state of Virginia. You're competing against kids from all over the country. So when kids from Florida and California and Texas and Georgia and Louisiana can play year round just because it's warmer and it's acceptable to do that, it's going to be, those are the kids you're competing against to get to that next level, whether it's Division 1, 2, 3, or hope to get drafted into the major leagues right out of high school. So I totally understand, get it. The one thing I would say is it's not just about the hours that you put in doing baseball specific. It's also studying the game, eating right, and sleeping. And as the parent of 3 athletes, that's something that not everyone fully understands. And that is that quality amount of sleep, and also eating properly. And it's hard to tell kids, because when Kirk and we were athletes in high school, but we still ate a hamburger before. I went to McDonald's and Burger King before my football game. So that wasn't always the best thing. All right. So look, guys, this has been great. What we're going to do is we're going to take a timeout. All right. And this is just part A of the interview, because you guys have been tremendous. We're going to take a quick little break, have a commercial, and with the commercial we do will be something that will actually help promote for you guys. So we're going to take a break. So hold on, everybody. We'll be right back with Colgan Baseball.
Check out the folks that support our show, the Kirk and Byrd Show. So go to colangelobaseball.com.
So this is Kirk Hilliard with Kirk and Byrd Show, and this is part B with 4 outstanding young men from the Colgan Baseball program. Rusty, by our questions, we can usually find out what age their parents are. So why don't you kick us off, Rusty?
All right. Well, okay. Before we do that, I want to do one baseball specific thing, and that is, can you tell me what is your Mount Rushmore of baseball players? And we're not going to do it. And when we've done this with other folks, you said, no, just the best. If it was another sport, like the best baseball player, regardless, or the best basketball player. But this is your Mount Rushmore of who you consider the best baseball. So it could be just who you've played. I mean, who you've seen play, maybe played against, whatever. But is your Mount Rushmore top 4 players in your opinion? Let's start with you, Ian.
So I gotta go with a homer pick here, and Andrew McCutchen has got to be one of my favorite players all time.
Right.
You know,
You're gonna sit and tell me he's top 4 player of all. I'll let you finish.
That's okay. Hey,
That's
there
okay.
ain't a bad
That's
answer.
why
Let
this
him go.
is
Let him go.
debatable. That's why we're doing this. We
That's
can
right.
debate it.
I like that though. Bust on him. Go ahead, Ian.
as a Pirates fan, you know, he's up there on my list. I gotta go with Tony Gwynn. You know,
Great hitter.
Man never struck out. It was impressive. I know this is pretty debatable because, you know, steroids and everything, but Barry Bonds.
Oh no,
I mean,
Barry's there, man.
Great.
You don't just smoke the ball like he did. And then I gotta say Ken Griffey Jr. as a outfield pick, because man, he was flashy in the outfield, and I love that part because, you know, I'm a huge outfielder myself.
Yeah, I like that.
All right,
Jae'den, Mount Rushmore, you got 4.
First, we gotta go with Griffey, of course. Griffey's one of the best hitters of all time, in my opinion. He has one of the cleanest swings I've ever seen. So I'll take Griffey at 1. My second pick, I gotta go with the catcher. I think probably the greatest catcher, one of the greatest catchers of all time, Jae'den Molina. Yeah, he's a catcher. Me being a catcher, I try to model my game after him as best as I can. And 3, Ian, I'm gonna take your pick. I think Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. So Barry Bonds is in my Rushmore. And 4, I think I'm gonna go with the lefty here. I think Big Papi, David Ortiz, is one of the best hitters of all time.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, Brett.
All right, I'm not gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just gonna do. They're all equally my favorite because these are my guys right here. So I'm gonna go Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout.
Oh, I love him. Yeah,
Trout. Yeah, New Jersey guy.
Yeah, Ken Griffey,
Ken Griffey.
and then Tony Gwynn.
Gwynn. Y'all know Tony Gwynn played point guard for San Diego State basketball.
Yeah, he was.
Y'all know that? Okay, all right.
That's cool.
Caden.
You know, Brett stole my first one, Shohei Ohtani. No one else has done what he does. I'm definitely not going to say Andrew McCutchen in there, Ian, so don't listen to that. No, just hate for the Pirates right now. They're leading the league. I would say Tony Gwynn's up there for sure. Mike Trout, and then my last one's going to be Ricky Henderson. Because
that's a great pick, man.
It's like, I mean, you look at what he did in the bases, even with like the new pickoff rule, no one's breaking that, like coming close to it right now. And it's just amazing that my dad got the chance to play with him. He'd always tell me that talking about baseball, he'd always be like, going out, I don't care. I'm still going to steal. Like, who cares? I think it's like knowing me and like my base running, how I operate like, mentally, that's just kind of a cool mindset that he was able to like adopt.
Yeah.
In point of information, the next time you watch Moneyball, Mike Colangelo's locker, you can actually see it in the background on one scene. So there's a claim to fame.
Yeah, I know, but they subbed out a picture of me for a daughter. I was like, are you kidding me?
That's another episode, but that's okay.
Were you actually alive at that time?
I was like, come on.
And he probably had a picture of you in his locker for real, right?
Yeah, they put a picture of like a daughter in there. I was like, that's terrible. I was like, just for the movie. I was like, okay, that's all right.
That is funny. That makes the story even better. Kirk,
right?
What's your top 4?
Willie Mays, Ted Williams, Pete Rose, and it's probably a tie between Nolan Ryan and Roger Clemens. Those are the best 2 pitchers I've ever seen. But you know, these guys pick great players. Ricky Henderson was just phenomenal. I was in 6th or 7th grade. His rookie year, I had like 15 or 20 Ricky Henderson cards. And by the way, if you guys message me on our text, just tell me who your favorite teams are. I got like 60,000 baseball cards. I'll hook you up.
Oh, thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
So big Cal Ripken fan. They won the championship in '83. For me, number 2 is Reggie Jackson. When my first baseball team I played on were the Yankees, and he wore 44, but I wore 4. So I was like, oh, I'm like Reggie Jackson. And I sucked at baseball my first couple of years. All right. Then Satchel Paige. One of the greatest pitchers of all time, played in the Negro Leagues, but did actually get a chance to play a little bit in the major leagues. And then my 4th favorite is one I know personally, and that is Mike Colangelo. My 4th favorite. I don't, he's in my Mount Rushmore of baseball players. He didn't make Caden's, but he made mine. So that's.
And by the way, for new fans that watch us, we cover a lot. He makes picks to butter up the coaches. I mean, he makes picks in
no, man. I just keep it real. I keep it real. I'm like they're chiseling that face of Coach Colangelo in there. He was a great Prince William County baseball player. Well, George Mason, which has always been a rival of VCU, really so they followed us with. They were, in different conferences with us, and now in the Atlantic 10. And he played pro baseball, and he represented my county, and he's been on my show, and he coaches my favorite high school in the land, other than my high school, Bethel High School. And if you ask the question, can you text anybody, and they'll hit you back, and maybe they play in the league or people know them, heard about. I can text your dad, Caden, in your face.
That's great, because when I text him, he doesn't answer me all the time. So I'm glad you get on.
Don't worry. It's not everyone.
That's not my answer to that question.
I got it on my phone too, man.
All right. So with that being said, do you guys have anybody in particular in life that's made an impact in your life, been a major influence? And it doesn't have to be in sports. It can be in or out of sports. I'll tell you, it was my mom. She was a mom, just truly blessed me for so many years, and still to this day. But do you guys have any people that you consider major influences? And you can say from the time I coached you, you don't have to say it this time, okay? But we'll start with you, Ian.
For me, I actually was able to get coached under Phil Rossi. He was a scout for the Marlins. He was a big, I did lessons with him, and he was a big one. And Coach Kranick, his son Max Kranick is actually a pitcher for the Pirates. He was, he was a big influence for me. And then also, obviously I have to give a shout out to my family, because they've always been there for me and supported my decisions. And, they've been the biggest influence in my life for sure.
That's great.
Jay?
What about you, Brett?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would have to say my mom's not gonna like this, but I'm gonna say my dad. He's been the biggest influence on me.
Your mom married him, man. I think she'll like it.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been there for me. Taught me a bunch of things about mentality, how to just be you, confidence, just everything like that. And he just every day always keeps me just just teaches me everything I need to hear. I feel like he's always one of the best for me, and he always teaches me to do the best for myself. So yeah, like that.
Right. What's your dad's name?
Brant.
It's Dad.
Oh, Brant. You say Brant or Grant?
Grant. G-R-E.
Grant.
G-R-E. G-R-A-N-T. Yeah.
Hokie Nation loves you. Caden.
I would say I just gave him crap, but I would say my dad. For me, it's a lot of there's a lot of things that he's done in my life that I just know most dads wouldn't do. He runs the Stars, and he cut me from the Stars when I was younger because I wasn't good, and made me go play Little League with my uncle. And that's tough love. But it made me who I am today as a player. And then another thing I thought it's a real testament to his character is he played during the steroid era. And he told me the story, because he got hurt a lot. He was a good player, and he just got hurt. And for him, this guy came up to him and was like, hey, if you take these, you're going to be great. I remember he called my mom, was talking over, he told me, and he's like, I just couldn't tell you not to do it if I did it. So that's something I've called always live my life by because of him. So on and off the field, I try my best to do things that I would be fine with my kids doing, and then not do things that I'd be like, hey, I don't want you to do. And that's kind of something that's always lived with me and kind of guided my morals and stuff.
Yeah. That's good.
That's cool. Yeah. No, that's great. That's great. Jay?
Well, I gotta give a shout out to both my parents. They're both the inspirations to me. Starting with my dad. My dad, we grew up in Southern Virginia.
Smithfield, we know your dad.
Smithfield area. Not like, I mean, my dad was just big in sports, and he just taught me everything I know here. Just mentality stuff, eating right. Him playing football. He played football at CNU. He played football at Hampton, and he played college football where I want to be. So he's just taught me each and everything that I know. And just, I have to give a big shout out to my mom. All those meals that I eat, she makes them for me. So she and then, my dad, when he gets on me, she's always there to pick me up. I have bad games. She's the one I know that I got to call, and she'll pick me up. And she's also just like my dad. She's just as hard on me as my dad is. And I just can't thank both of them enough. And I appreciate both of them. So.
Okay. I've been very active in my kids' life in terms of coaching and leading and helping in any way possible. But I wouldn't be surprised if my 3 kids all say it their mom. And speaking of that, their mom is Dr. Leah Byrd. She's a college and career counselor at Colgan. And I'm going to tell you all, this is the honest truth. We talked about it offline, but I want to say this in front of our fans. She has nothing but great things to say about these 4 young men right here. She was like, please make sure that you mentioned to them that, I'm your wife. And you guys were like, oh no, we already know. And you're DJ's dad. And yeah. The way you guys carry yourselves and the way you've been respectful, it does not matter whether you guys win the state championship, go undefeated, or 3rd or 4th in the district. It doesn't matter what you guys are doing in that building and outside. It goes a long way. And I'll give you a quick example. Back, I said your homecoming weekend. I was asked by Dr. Byrd to help be an adult chaperone. Well, we're walking from the parking lot, and I didn't recognize or remember Caden, but we said something like, and I don't even think my son was right. I think Justin had already gone to school, and you said something like, hey, how you doing, Mr. Byrd? And I'm like, oh, you're like, oh yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, I have the Kirk and Byrd. And you said something like Kirk and Byrd Show and your dad. And I was like, oh yeah. But my point to all of you is this young man was extremely friendly, outgoing, and knew who I was, acknowledged it, and didn't give himself any props like, oh, I play baseball. No, like he just, it means so much to me. And when I have former players or athletes or just, guys, kids in the building that do that, it means a lot. So your parents have done an outstanding job, Caden. And I'm not just saying it because I know your parents, but you demonstrated, and that makes us feel good. And I know my kids would probably say their mom over me. Although, in case y'all didn't know, Dr. Byrd was an extremely talented athlete. She went to Lake Braddock and led them to 5 state championships in track between indoor and outdoor. She was a multi-time state champion. And then she ran track at the University of Maryland, was outstanding. And then she helped coach and create our youth track program. And so if y'all talk to her about sports, she may act like she don't know, but she know her stuff. And so Ian, you might have heard my wife in the stands when you guys were playing football, because she would be the loudest screamer. I have to turn her down when I was making some of his huddle highlight films, but so
the moms are always the loudest.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm pretty sure my kids will all say her. So let's get into some things outside of baseball or school. But before we do that, I just want you guys to give you a chance to plug one of the things you do that I just think is outstanding. Can you guys tell us, you guys have a YouTube channel. Can you tell us about that? Because a few weeks ago, I was going to get a work in DC, and I was going to try to make it back to Prince William time to catch one of your home baseball games. And I just knew timing wise, I wasn't going to make it. So I just looked on Facebook, and then I saw there was like a link to it, and the game was being played, but I was actually able to watch the game on your YouTube channel. Tell everybody about it so we can help you get some followers. And for those people that, like me, who love Colgan baseball but can't always make it, tell us a little about that.
Yeah, so starting our sophomore year, we got kind of like heavily involved. We started making like edits and stuff on social media. And last year really kind of made like a big jump. And I think a lot of teams in the area kind of followed that. And so this year I was we had tried to live stream games last year. It's kind of hit or miss. But this year I made like a point like in the off season because I kind of run most of that with the help of a girl named Gabby at our school. And so I was like, I got to make sure I get this fixed. So we got it fixed, thankfully. And so now we live stream all of our games. If you just go to YouTube, it's under Colgan Baseball. And all the social media platforms, we have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. They're all under Colgan Baseball. And there'll be like a link posted there for every live stream for the games. And it's pretty cool. It's got not just like kind of, I know if you get like a game changer live stream, it has like that same kind of overlay with like the bases, the strikes, the balls, the pitchers, all that kind of stuff. It also has profiles for all the players. So whenever the players get up, it shows where they're committed, their height, their weight, their GPA.
Yeah, it is great.
What's the technical name?
Yeah, so it's called Sideline HD. It's actually really great. I'll give them a plug for it because I found that by accident. I was researching my little brother's team, and even if you get a hit, it also texts the players a link. So if you get a hit, you strike someone out, you make a great play in the field, it'll recognize it when the guy puts it into the phone, and it'll text you a link with just that highlight clip. So if you ever like sick or game recaps on social media, all those videos, I can just go in and I can click on Brett's profile and it'll be like Brett Renfrow home run, and it'll just clip that pitch for me. I don't have to go back and find the whole game. So it's a really great thing, and I think it helps add some like kind of hype to our team to get some fans out.
That's
stuff
great.
like that. Yeah.
You also do something called What's Up Wednesday?
Yeah,
you do shorts.
Yeah, so I'll give them credit. I believe it's a Sidwell. Is it Sidwell Friends? The school in DC.
Yep.
So one of our family friends, Miss Dudley, coaches that team.
Yeah,
yeah. So her daughter.
Yeah, she's been on our show, and Kendall.
Yeah,
really good friends with my kids. Yeah.
Yeah. So Kendall's awesome, and so I remember watching her over the off season do these these. I don't even know what she calls them. I forget, but she would like walk really fast, and, like ask her teammates all these questions. And I remember like the Savannah Bananas did something like that. So I was like, oh, okay, we got to do this. So that's why I asked Gabby to help us out. And so she takes the videos and she puts them all together. So we had like a media day at school where we did that and did some other things. So yeah, we do those every week, a different question. So I believe we got 2 or 3 more episodes left until we're done. So pretty cool.
Gabby? What's Gabby's full name? I want to make sure we recognize her.
Gabby Hildreth. So yeah, she'll be attending U of A next year. I forget what she's majoring in, but she's great. She helped manage the soccer team last year, and she's the one that does our press box as well. So she's great. She does whatever we need. She helps us out a lot. And
is that Alabama or Arizona?
Arizona. Come on, not Alabama. I'm going to Clemson. I would never shout them out. Come on, I can't do that.
Right now, they have 66 subscribers on their YouTube channel. I am hoping by the time when this is released, within 2 or 3 days, because you guys should have well over 100 subscribers by the end of this week. I don't see why you can't have over 200. And this is the challenge I'm going to put out to all of the Colgan baseball fans, because you guys have plenty of support and fans that come out there. Everybody I just didn't know. So I'm telling you, we're going to put this on Facebook. We're going to tweet it. We want people, we got to get Colgan baseball with over 200 subscribers. Okay.
I got 3 different accounts. So they just got
yeah. And if you guys can show your love to the Kirk and Byrd Show by supporting Colgan baseball, we are 95 viewers short of 1,000.
We're on our way to 1,000.
On our way to 1,000.
I'll be honest with you. I run the accounts. I'm not sure I followed you guys yet, so I'm gonna give you guys a follow after this show. So go.
Bam!
We're gonna put something out for you guys too. I'll put something out.
Yeah. Hey,
we'll do that.
Look, can I get on a What's Up Wednesday one day? Yeah, I mean, just.
I
love what y'all are doing, man. I'm going to help spread the word. You guys help us spread the word, because once you may not promote your own stuff, but if you promote us, people will follow us, and we're going to do the same for you. So long commercial, but I'm telling you, it is quality entertainment out there on YouTube. All right, Kirk, hit them with streaming and movies.
Oh. So I just started Winning with the Lakers on HBO. Awesome, by the way.
Winning Time, yeah.
Yeah, Winning Time. So we want to know where you guys, what you get. And we understand you're in a different world. Like there's things that I've never heard of. The kids are like watching on YouTube, or you got your Discord server, and I don't even know what the heck that is, but all these different things. So Jae'den, Jae'den, what do you got going now?
So like I'm a big Netflix guy. I watch a lot of Netflix, and I just kind of rewatch the same things over and over again. Like I've been rewatching. I think I'm rewatching Last Chance U again for like the third time.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm watching the football one, the basketball one. Just keep rewatching them. That's pretty much.
They need to do a baseball one.
I know that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I like the basketball better for some reason. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just rewatching those on Netflix, and that's pretty about it. That's pretty much about it.
What about you guys? Are you guys streaming anything in particular, or you like to watch? You follow anything? So not even like Netflix. I know Netflix. Ted Lasso on Apple Plus. Anybody watch that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's season 3. That's something my wife. We're really into that. Anybody watching some of the HBO shows, Succession or anything?
Nothing. Caden and Brett, y'all don't watch it anything?
No, I mean,
we do.
Yeah, like I said, I'm kind of a nerd. I like that show, The Flash on CW. I've been watching that since like middle school. Like once I start watching, I gotta finish it now. So it's good. I like that show. I also watching a lot of like YouTube. Like I'm big into like construction projects, like 3D printing kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, there's really cool stuff on there.
Yeah, I like watching like stuff like that. Like I built a secret room in like my house. I just like watch just random stuff like that while like I'm doing homework or something. That's kind of all I did.
I'm actually watching a show right now. It's called Full Swing. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And it's really cool. I wish they had more of that for like baseball, but it shows like everything. Like they show literally how they live. It's just really cool. And I've also just watched the Reggie Jackson documentary.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
That was good.
I did watch that. Did watch that.
Have you guys seen any of the 30 for 30s, like with Bo Jackson or Dion?
Oh yeah, I watched the Dion one.
The Willie Mays documentary is also a really good one that I watched.
That's real
I
good.
thought that was really cool because I learned a lot like the Black Barons team, and that was pretty cool to hear. Because actually, a girl in my class, her grandpa had like played for that team like a year before Willie Mays had, and it was pretty cool to kind of hear like the history behind like how he kind of came through the leagues and stuff. So I thought it was pretty cool.
Do you guys have a favorite sports movie of all time? And it doesn't have to be baseball, but if you do, what is a favorite sports movie?
I would say I kind of like 2. Full Count, and which is like a baseball movie, and then called Greater, the Brandon Burlsworth story about the Arkansas walk-on. I thought that's probably one of my favorites. They're both kind of like fake-type movies, and they were like, I saw those during COVID, and I loved them. I thought they were really cool.
Oh, cool.
Who's in Full Count? Caden. Who's in Full Count?
Full Count. It's a Netflix based movie, but
a reality documentary, or is it actors?
No, actors. Yeah. It's not based on a true story. I don't believe. Yeah, it's not a true story, but Greater is. So I like both of those. They're both good.
All right, I'm gonna go with baseball and then regular. So my baseball is Sandlot because I've grown up.
Yeah,
great movie.
This is a classic. You gotta go. And it's hard. I got 2 for my regular one. I got Top Gun and Goodfellas. Those are my favorite of regular.
Goodfellas is in my top 3.
Yeah. Top Gun, 1 and 2, or just 1? 2 was really good when you consider it brought people back into the movie theaters.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to beat that classic one.
Yeah.
Brett, if you like Goodfellas, have you seen American Gangster with Denzel Watt? That is phenomenal, man. That is like almost number 2 now. So good taste, man. Those Hokies are something special. I like that.
All right, Jae'den, do you have any sports or baseball movies?
I have my baseball movie, Rookie of the Year. I love that movie. That's one movie. But just another sports movie. My mom, she got me watching. I love Love and Basketball. That movie.
Oh yeah,
great movie.
I'm a love and basketball. Love that movie.
Yep. Ian, did you go?
No, I haven't.
No,
I gotta say the baseball has got to be Moneyball. Just something about that movie.
Great movie.
And I know we already talked about it, but amazing movie. And then just sports in general. Coach Carter and Remember the Titans have to be my top 2.
Yeah.
Coach Carter went to George Mason. I don't know if you know that. They say Coach Carter went to George Mason.
The real Coach Carter.
Really?
Wow.
Like real Coach Carter.
I didn't know.
Okay.
That's cool.
Kirk, sports movie or baseball?
Remember the Titans. Baseball, Field of Dreams. Love Field of Dreams. Bull Durham's great.
For me, I say this all the time, but
Major League. I'm sorry. Honorable mention Major League, by the way.
Major League's a good one.
Oh, yeah. Major League is right there. It's my number 2, but number 1 sports overall would be Hoop Dreams, a documentary about the basketball players in Chicago, who I actually last weekend at my class reunion, I met a fraternity brother who's from Chicago, went to the same church as Arthur Agee, and they have a scene in the documentary when they're in church. No, that's one day they didn't go to church, but that was their church, and they knew everybody in there. He said, we didn't go to church that Sunday. But the other one for me, baseball, and this is the original Bad News Bears, not the Keanu Reeves or any of the follow-up ones, but the original Bad News Bears, because that was our age group. Those guys that we were at, that's when
77.
We were.
I think it was 77. Yeah.
And that was my first year playing youth baseball. I played for the Yankees, but later on in the team I played and won a championship on and beat Blair Woods' team in the semis was the Bears, and we were really, really bad. So we were the Bad News Bears my first year, and then my 5th grade year we won the entire championship, and nobody could believe it because we had been that bad the year before. So Bad News Bears.
I got a good one for you guys. So there's certain applications that you can link to your Pandora or streaming. I don't know how they do it, but they're able to take the stats like your top 5 or 6 artists. So Ian, if we did that with your music, who would be like in, let's say, the top 3, 4, 5? It's telling us a lot about you, by the way.
Yeah. So number 1 will be Billy Joel.
Oh man, sophisticated. All right.
Yeah, that would be my number 1. Would be Billy Joel, and then probably Zach Brown Band. That would probably be number 2.
Yep.
And then I'm kind of like all over the place in my music. And then number three would probably be Lil Baby.
Oh,
okay.
So yeah, that would probably be my top 3.
Cool. What about you, Jae'den?
My number 1, it's 100%. It'd be Drake. Drake's up there. 2, it'd probably be J. Cole. J. Cole's up there.
Yeah.
And then who else we got? It'd be 3, probably be Kendrick. And 4,
he's good.
Who'd be my 4? Probably Lil Baby, actually. He'd probably be my number 4. I listen to him a good amount too.
So Ian's an old soul. What about you, Caden?
Yeah, I would say my number 1, I would have to put, I'm not going to do these in order. I can't put them in order. I like all these guys a lot. I would say one of them, I'll give you 4. 1 would be KB, and 2, another one would be like Lecrae. They're both like Christian rappers, and I like both of them.
I have Lecrae, yeah.
Lecrae's good. I like both of them a lot. Morgan Wallen, I like a lot of country music, so Morgan Wallen's up there. And then I would say 4 is I really like the 4 Seasons, like old school, like anything.
Oh yeah.
Anything like that, or anything like, and 5 would probably anything Motown. So
Motown is the bomb.
Man.
I love Motown.
Anything like that. So those are kind of my genre mix.
Right.
yeah, a lot of, it's hard for me because I'm all over the place like Ian. Like, so I'm gonna go number 1. It's gotta be rap. I'm gonna go Lil Baby. Number 2, Gunna. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but Gunna. Number 3, Michael Jackson.
Incredible, man. Awesome. And that spans 50 years, man. Everybody likes him.
Yeah. Number 4. Let me think. I might have to go Drake because he's
You have to.
up there for
Right.
sure.
You might want to drill harder into Michael Jackson. For us, Off the Wall
Oh, yeah.
is better than Thriller. Controversial. It's a great album, though. So,
What about you, Kirk, real quick?
I actually had that. There's another app that pulled it out. So I listen to a lot of classic rock. I like In Excess is probably on there. I like Aerosmith. I love Motown. So I got a lot of Motown. I've been on a Roberta Flack big one. She grew up in Arlington and she got big in 1969, which is the year I was born. She went to church right on 395 in Glebe Road. When she graduated from high school, she started playing in nightclubs in DC, and she was a huge superstar. You guys have probably heard some of her songs. And then, I like a lot of 80s, 90s music for rap. I mean, I'm classic old school. Run DMC, Jay-Z, Nas, Beastie Boys. But you know, I actually like some country now. I do like some country, and I'm getting a better appreciation for older country, which I used to thought was just trash.
Randy Travis is great. You gotta listen to him. He's
Waylon
awesome.
Jennings, you know, some of the old school stuff, Charlie Pride, Charlie Rich, and I like the new guys too. You know, Jason Aldean. Yeah, I like the guy that's on The Voice that married Gwen Stefani, whatever his name is. He's a
Blake Shelton. Blake Shelton.
Yeah, but yeah, lots of different stuff. Rusty, what about you?
Real quick, if I'm going to first hit country music. When I was a kid, Kenny Rogers was the man, gambling, know when to hold him, when to fold him. But growing up, I was also huge Michael Jackson. Y'all may not realize, but there was this, your favorite was either Michael Jackson or Prince in that genre, and I was in the Michael Jackson camp. Favorite rap artist of all time, Run DMC for those 80s, early 90s, and then the 90s, mid 90s was definitely Notorious B.I.G. Rest in peace, gone too soon, bro. Y'all, but the quality of music he put out in that like 2 or 3 year stance.
He only made 2 albums, by the way.
Yeah, amazing. And then for today, I'm older, more mature. I'll listen to those though. I basically listen to old school. My kids, and y'all know my son Justin, he's really into music. You know, he's put out a couple albums and helps produce and does a lot of stuff. But we raised that boy on old school music. And so I'm big into a lot of the Motown, but old school rap. But then also nowadays, Kirk Franklin. So I'm into gospel, and there's so many, like, you know, Lecrae, and it's just a lot.
Franklin's awesome. I went to his concert in Maverick City.
Dude, did you go to the one back in November?
Yeah. It was
Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
It was the best. When he didn't play Revolution though until like the end, and I was kind of getting upset.
I know. That is my jam. Yo, so
that's my pitching song.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
That's least so yeah, that is so dope. My wife, for my birthday, she took me to see Kirk Franklin in November, and her birthday was in March, and I took her to see New Edition with Keith Sweat and who's the other guy. But I love the music from New Edition, but they just did a concert. Kirk Franklin put on a show. Yeah. Like, it was so good. We could have a whole nother episode on that. But yes, so Kirk Franklin, he has gone 20 years with just putting out hits, just bangers. All right. And then if I had to say up-to-date current rappers, I just have to say I watched Dave and Lil Dicky. That brother can flow. Love Lil Dicky. So, all right. He went to the University of Richmond, which is down the street from VCU. And he's got game. He can play basketball very well. All right. So we got 2 more kind of fun questions. First one, very quickly, and you just say what it would be, and if you had maybe a justification, but if you could have any superpower or be a superhero, who would it be and why?
Flash. Boom.
What is Flash? Fast?
Yeah, you're fast. Like if you're that fast, like you can move fast enough that like you kind of get super strength at like the same time, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And the ability to like time travel, like phase through a wall. He can, like, everything you want to do as a superhero, like his super speed, like, can do that.
Dude, you could bunt and score by the time the catcher went. You could just tap the ball, and by the time everybody looked, you were like back and sitting in the
fast ball would be a hit.
Exactly. And if you're that fast, like the way he slows stuff down, it's like 95 or 105 would look like you can make it like 40. You literally just tap it on the ground, you score. And
dude.
So that's
amazing. Guess what? You would be better than Shohei Ohtani because you could literally play center field, and when the ball is hit, you could go anywhere and get it. All they would do is tap, and then they just see you with the ball. Like,
I'm glad you get it, because sometimes we've had that conversation before, people, and I give them the Flash and like, what a loser, you should pick Superman. But I'm like, no, Flash is up there. But
there you go. What about you, Brett?
Well, my favorite's always been Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, okay.
Yeah, I like Spider-Man.
Everyone like wants to be you. I don't know. Spider-Man just seems like it'd be awesome to spy on the city and just
good movies too, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah, really. I like Spider-Man. I'm a little afraid of heights, so I don't know if I would always trust that web, but I'm feeling okay. Ian?
I'm gonna have to go against Caden and go with Superman. I mean, how
We just don't get along, I guess. Apparently, but
hey, Superman. Clearly, it's in the name. But the only thing is, he does have that kryptonite thing. So, Caden, you could just keep a little kryptonite with you, bro. Like, if y'all play baseball, you could put some kryptonite in the ball, and Ian would never hit it. Or
just remember, Ian, Batman almost killed you. So if you think
right, oh my gosh,
that is true.
I'm just telling you. So,
all right, Jae'den, I'm a stereotype. Black Panther.
Yeah,
I can do that. They can't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just playing. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
There we go. 2018.
That's it.
That first Black Panther movie was.
It's not another brother superpower.
What? Yeah.
I don't know.
Black Panther superpower was being a brother. That was cool.
I mean, I quit reading Jet in 1987.
Fight.
I didn't know if there's another brother that's like a superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were
the new
others.
the new Captain America.
Yep. They have a African American Spider-Man.
Miles
Morales, yeah.
Yeah.
The Black Panther's sick because he's got like that. He's got like all the tech from like Shuri, and he can like off everyone. Yeah, I'm a big Marvel guy. So
yeah. Okay. Kirk, what about you?
Oh man, I've never been into superheroes that big.
Well, then just tell my superpower. You don't have to be a specific person.
Fly would be so cool, man.
You just want to fly. Oh yeah, you said that before.
Yeah, man.
Again,
fly? That would be so cool.
But you better hope you can fly fast, because it does you no good if you're going like just 20 miles an hour.
If I don't lose some weight, I'd probably drop to the ground. But yeah, definitely flying.
And I've said this, having been an athlete, I think that Flash or Superman one, it would just not even be fair. But I think, and I actually said this on another show, I think I'd want my superpower to be amazingly intelligent, like off the chart, like the smartest person that's ever lived, like a million times smarter than them. So like I could just.
Brett's already got that, man. He's going to tech.
Yeah. That's me. That's Brett.
All right. No, so if I just read, like I could just read all the books and be a lawyer and pass the bar the next day. I could maybe just be a doctor and cure kids, but also like I'm coming up with new strategies for coaching football, but also just win every debate with my kids and wife, or like whatever, like just be the smartest dude of all time. But what would be amazing is I wouldn't be a nerd. I would just still be cool, Rusty Bird, just smart. Like you can't, like, bruh, like I would be so rich because then I would just I'd have the businesses, and then I'd know how to work the markets and everything. Being smart would be off the chain, and I would use it, but I wouldn't be a nerd. So, because believe me, I know you guys don't see it, but there are some people that are smarter than me. All right. Last thing. This has been so much fun. All right. Last one. You get to create your own college. Alden Yergi was on the show last week, and she came up with a school. And the only thing I cared about was that my college could beat her college in girls basketball. Okay. But if you could create your own university, so what would you name it? Where would it be?
A big one.
Where would it be located? And what would be your school colors and mascot? I can give you an example if you want me to start off.
Yeah, why don't you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I've said this before on other shows. My university would be somewhere like right outside of Haymarket, somewhere outside 66, and it would be a campus much like a Virginia Tech or a University of Maryland, a big campus spread out. But it'd be there because I could still recruit and tell people, hey, you're in the DMV, you can get to DC in 45 minutes or whatever. And then I would, but I would have it be it'd be in the ACC. It would be called HBCU, Hudson Byrd College University. No, just HBU. All right. Hudson Byrd University. My real name is Hudson. And we would be the Bruins because I played for the Bethel Bruins, greatest high school in all of Virginia. And then, but the colors would be Colgan colors. Those I hated Carolina growing up, but y'all got the dopest colors. And I would work the light blue, the dark blue, and the gray you know, that Colgan blue, whatever y'all call it. Really,
Yeah,
that would be my stuff.
Ian, something tells me you're not going to go in Virginia. Where are the location?
Where do you want your school to be, Ian?
Where do you want your school to be?
I would have to go either like Florida, Georgia, Alabama, that area, you know, because you got to be in the SEC.
Oh,
Got to be in the SEC. In my opinion, the best conference, basically every sport. I mean,
You
I
take
feel
a
like
pay cut when they go to the NFL. We know all about it.
man.
I mean, they dominate. So I'd probably be down south, you know, and I'm a fan of the warm weather.
Yeah, that's the only thing about being in Virginia, the warm weather. I mean, I would love to be in Florida, right?
Yeah, and you know, I've always been a blue and black color scheme kind of guy, like just darker colors, you know, maybe a little bit of gray in there. But yeah, it would definitely be down south in the
What would be your
SEC
mascot?
conference. Mascot, ooh, that's
If you're near water, the Sharks is a pretty decent mascot. I'll tell
Yeah,
you,
the Sharks
y'all rock that Sharks. I love the way y'all do promote that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I have to be a homer and go with the Sharks still, because I don't think there is a Shark really in college. So
Well, I used only one, I think.
yeah. So
All right,
probably
what
have to go
about
with the
you?
Shark.
Jae'den?
I definitely want my school. Like I like the country kind of, but I also like the city life a little bit. So like I definitely pick a place like North Carolina. Like it has a little mix of both.
Yeah.
It has a little mix of country life and also city life a little bit. Definitely the color scheme. I mean, I do like Dayton. At Dayton, we have it's like a red and like a light blue, like a baby blue kind of thing, and it looks pretty cool together. So I might have to go with that there. And a mascot, like one of my favorite animals. I love pandas, so I think my mascot.
Oh, man, that's nice. You know, everybody's like, "Oh, a panda's cute." No, it will kill you if it wanted. Just like, same with a polar bear. Like, oh, they're cute. No, a panda would be like, yeah. Bears in general. That's why I picked the Bruin. Like bears, people like that. They're like the most deadly animals if they need to be. Period. You know.
Brett.
Caden.
Besides Blacksburg, Brett.
Yeah. I'm gonna go the Haymarket route because saying you're close to you're in DMV. Also, I mean the weather. I don't mind Virginia weather that much. I mean it could be a little bit warmer right now, but you know. Yeah, I'm gonna go over there. My school name would be. I'm gonna go something like funny. I'm gonna go like the Baller University.
Okay.
Yeah. And the colors, I'm gonna go like the old retro Miami color, like that pink and light blue type of color.
Oh, Dolphins, not Canes. Okay.
Does anybody have one?
And a mascot might have to be a panther. Panthers would seem like a cool little mascot.
Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah, real cool. All right. What about you, Kate?
I would say I like the DMV idea, but I'm gonna go down south and go to Georgia. I would say like about an hour outside of Atlanta, so you can like mark it like, hey, we're close to the city. But we're gonna be closer, you know, to the ocean. Because I still want to be the Sharks. I think Sharks are cool. I'm with Ian. Like, there's only one other college, it's like the Sharks. I'd be SEC, same colors. If I had to call it a name, I don't know. Like I think I'd call Colangelo University, just because that'd be sick. Because when I went down to GCU and I got to tour GCU and I saw Jerry Colangelo's name on the side of the building, I was like, that's dope.
Yeah.
I was like, I had to take a picture next to it. That's sick. But I don't know.
Yeah. Cool. Kirk, did you already answer this?
No, I'm usually a homer. I just, you know, like most Hokies, I love Virginia Tech. It's a special place. But I actually think that
Nova Nighthawks.
A big Big Ten like school would be nice 20 miles outside of Richmond. So Hanover County, it could fit in Hanover County because Hanover County. So yeah, I think that would be cool. I'd like for it to be a big school, like 50,000, but that's not conducive. We got Penn State that's sort of that big, but
And Maryland is close to that, I think.
Maryland, yeah, Maryland's up there, but so I would take I would take that. I love the ACC. I wish Maryland, by the way, I wish they were still in basketball because their basketball is on the way up. And then it's funny. As far as a name, I would like something unique, like Wake Forest. Started in Wake Forest near Raleigh, but R.J. Reynolds paid for the land in Winston-Salem. I kind of like some names like that. Clemson is in Clemson, South Carolina. And a lot of people, what's Clemson? So something like probably unique.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what you could do. You're from Hampton, so you could have a school called Hampton University. How about that? Okay.
Yeah.
What about Kirk and Byrd?
Kirk and Byrd. But no, I'm saying, so if
I could have went to Hampton for free, man.
Yeah, KBU. I like KBU.
I can give into it. I don't know.
Yeah. I would be the school president. No, Kirk would be the president. I would have to be the AD because if he was the AD, I'll be the president because I can override any of his selection for coaches and all that stuff. All right. But no, hey man, this has been so much fun. I told you we're going to need to do 2 segments. You guys have been great. I really, 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 really appreciate you coming on. Next week starts the playoffs, or in a week or 2. I think you have one more week of the regular season, right?
A couple of weeks of last regular season week.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And
so
again,
2 to 3 weeks, guys.
It's going to take a couple of weeks. With district,
at least a couple of weeks to get to states.
3 weeks.
3. Okay, so you're going to go into early June.
States would have made it that far, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, again, if you guys win states, that would be amazing and great. But if you don't, you know what? You guys have had a tremendous season. Again, I love the way you carry yourselves as a program. Your coach, your head coach, your assistant coaches, your athletic director, everything about the way you guys are doing things, I think is the right way. So we'll go around. If you guys have anything you want to promote that we might not have mentioned, I know we talked about your website, but what right behind you? What's that behind you, Caden? You want to mention that?
Yeah, this wasn't planned, by the way. It's just sitting behind us. I'm at my dad's desk in his office, but
right. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
I'm being serious. This is just his phone number, but so if you want to play a prank call my dad, feel free. No, I'm joking, but so if it's for Colangelo baseball and stuff.
Okay.
If I had to give my shout out, I would say thank you, God, and my family for this amazing opportunity to be able to talk to y'all, great 2 guys, and get in the show, and just for the experience I've had at Colgan. No matter how it ends this year. This is stuff that'll last me a lifetime, and it's crazy to think, like, for anyone out there that's like maybe watching this, you kids that are young, tell them how fast high school goes. I know my dad told me that stuff, and I was like, I'm not going to listen to you. And I've had older kids tell me that, but it's really crazy how fast it goes. So enjoy that, and keep your faith and enjoy the time with your boys. Because I know for me, obviously I haven't known Ian as long, but like me and Brett have been playing since we were 8, Jae'den since I was 9 or 10, and it's crazy to think this is the last time we wear the jersey together. So that's kind of how I would leave tonight. But
cool.
Yeah, shout out my friends, family, shout out the boys. Thank you guys for having us on here.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Ian, Jake.
Just go follow Colgan Baseball on Instagram, subscribe on YouTube, follow our journey with us, hopefully as we make our way through districts, regionals, and, hopefully states. So yeah, just go follow those 2.
All right.
I just want to thank, of course, each and every, even though, Colgan Baseball is starting to get out there now a little bit. So I just want to thank each and every person who comes out and supports us. Me and the boys, we really appreciate it. We feed off not only each other's energy, but also the people in the stands. So I just want to thank, of course, everyone who comes and supports us. We really appreciate it. And just keep coming supporting. And we're trying to bring a state championship home.
Yeah. All right. Hey, look, I want to thank you guys. So again, we want you to support their YouTube channel, get them over 200 subscribers, and then help support the Kirk and Byrd Show. And again, also, what is the name of? Is it Colangelo Baseball, or where's your facility and what's it called?
It's a complete game, and inside of it's also like Athletes Addiction, and then Colangelo Baseball operate both in and out of it. So
okay, cool. So for Jae'den, Caden, Brett, and Ian, and my man, Kirk Hilliard, this has been the Kirk and Byrd Show with the Colgan Baseball Sharks. Thank you, guys. God bless you. We are out.